Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals. See live educational shows. Feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you can save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your move.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
All right, welcome back to the Balance of Metallica, bringing us back in. Nothing like Metallica on a Saturday morning. And you know what? We're standing by here, efforting to get a hold of Steve Wilson, who's down at Richmond, which is his home track, and big race going on there this weekend, NASCAR. Steve Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Speedway Digest, .com. He's our official NASCAR contributor. We're efforting to get a hold of him. You might be caught up with that. Hey, I get it. I understand. When you're down there at the track, going around, you're doing things. Trust. I know it's hard to get in the mix of things. So we're hopefully going to be able to talk with him. NASCAR obviously rolling into Richmond tonight, 7:30 night race underneath the lights. So I talked about a little bit in the last segment. INDYCAR going to be back at Richmond next year as part of the 2020 schedule. So we'll do that. But a lot of things going on the college football arena as well. And Rick Riggen, our official college football contributor, will join us to be talking some Notre Dame at Georgia. And I know we want to get to some NASCAR, but I want to keep the NASCAR. So if I steal all the thunder, no pun intended, those of you that have ever seen that Tom Cruise movie, one of the best NASCAR movies of all time. But I do want to see that movie in a blink of an eye. That is on my agenda to go see here very, very soon. Certainly a documentary about. Documentary of sorts, if you will, a movie about NASCAR and its legends like Dale Sr. and the Waltrops and that relationship and all kinds of stuff like that. So check that out in the blink of an eye. So we'll get college football going here. Maybe we'll get college football going a little bit early. We'll see. We will see if we can get Rick Riggen on. And we'll get college football. Hey, that's all part of, when you do your show prep, get things ready to go, and you have everything set, and then it just dissipates. I didn't know you guys don't, I'm not Rush Limbaugh, but Rush Limbaugh, although I am on Limbaugh God just like he is, with one hand tied behind my back, I'm smart enough to walk you through this crazy world. But he never has any guests on. He never has to use the word efforting. It's the word of the day, efforting. Efforting. 917-889-8516 is our digits. Want to talk some NASCAR? Want to talk some INDYCAR Championship in Laguna? Want to talk some college football? Yes. If you want to talk some Antonio Brown, more power to you. I'll listen to you. We'll get things rolling on that. But yeah, a lot going on in NASCAR too. So I am trying to get a hold of Steve Wilson. Steve Wilson. How many of you guys remember the movie with Tom Hanks in the volleyball? Wilson. Am I the only one? I'm sure that he is busy doing track stuff. So maybe we'll just go ahead, just roll on into our NASCAR talk. Brad Keselowski leads the point race. Why? That's stuck in my mind now. I literally just sent Steve Wilson a meme that said, Wilson! I live in my own dark humor of a world. But Brad Keselowski leads the point standing, rolling into Richmond. You know what, though? Going back to Indianapolis and Brad Keselowski, I know we have a couple races underneath our belt since then. But what a freaky wreck he was in there in Indianapolis. And honestly, I was there. Even though it was just a few moments from the time that he hit the tire barrier and was literally covered up with tires, almost completely. You could barely see the car. Total dead silence. We, not by intention, not by design or anything like that, but by happenstance, we had the Brad Keselowski scanner on. Wasn't saying anything, nothing. And it just kind of got a dead silence. It was just for a few moments, but it felt like a long time. And honestly, I was just like, this does not look good. Of course, we're tragically remembered about accidents that happen on the track. Thank God he got out and he's okay. But when he got out of the car and it was filling full of black smoke, he looked like some sort of superhero. Yeah. As he gets out of the car, it looked like he was a little dazed. But he's okay. But yeah, tore up a race car. Had to red flag for a little bit. While they did repairs. Brian Kolosky rolls in the leading of the point standings. Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick won the pole at Indianapolis. You know, I'm not one to really rehash things because you never know what's going on in a driver's mind. But as we were there at Indianapolis, and he walked the grid, you know, where the drivers walked the grid, and they all didn't go, but Kevin Harvick did not want to be there. And he had won the pole. We've got some pictures on our social media and up on Speedway Digest. He just did not want to be there. So I don't know if it was a focus thing or what it was, but he was walking down the grid with the snarl from hell on his face. Chase Elliott, another driver we did not see on the grid, but Chase Elliott, look for this guy. Watch out for Chase Elliott. Remember his dad, Bill Elliott. But look out for Chase Elliott as we roll things down. I look for Chase Elliott to win it in Richmond tonight. It's gonna be a big race. We'll see what happens. Kurt Busch and his Toyota. Rolling in number 4 in the grid. They're in Richmond. You can never outdo the Busch brothers, right? You got Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer rolling out number 5 on the grid this weekend down in Richmond. We're still standing by for Steve Wilson. You know, we're going to have to publicly shame him, aren't we? Shame. Shame for you Game of Thrones fans. Nine 917-889-8516 is our digits. You know, kind of bouncing around here a little bit because it's just me and you. We're spending some quality time together. Don't you love it? Hey, you know what? We've come a long way. I remember when we first started this show so many years ago, we started it as just a podcast. That's all we were. Of course, we're much more than that now. But 30-minute podcast, I had nothing. It was me and a guy by the name of Kevin Chapman. He's not with the show anymore, but we're still friends. But he's just not with the show anymore. He went on to do other things. Came up with this idea. Of course, that was a lot, taking us back quite a few years ago. Come up with this idea that we wanted to try this podcast thing because not really at that point there were no podcasts like of a national stature of what you see on iTunes or what you see on Stitcher and all of those podcast formats where you might be listening to us on today. This was way before their time, before they made their mark. But it was starting to get a little bit of a go, a little bit of an oomph. And, of course, really dating our show here. But we thought it would be really cool to get something recorded and be able to put it on the iPods. Remember iPods? And there were a few podcasts that were out there. Most of them were about pop culture and music and politics. We couldn't really find a lot. Now, I'm not saying that we were the founders of sports podcasts because God knows we weren't. But it was really hard to find podcasts that dealt with sports across the spectrum.